Um, I love doing work for hire, and we use it a lot. Oftentimes with a trailer, we'll put something in and it'll sound amazing, but it'll be too expensive, even for the studio. And so I have a lot of music houses that I work with that do custom work, and we'll work with them. We'll give them the reference track, and then we'll build a new track that sounds similar, but, usually I'll have to bring a musicologist in to, sign off on it. But that sounds similar in the tone and whatnot to the original song that we want to use. I also work with a lot of composers to build tracks from the beginning to fit an entire trailer, and that's what we did in the Inception campaign in the town. And I'm currently working on one at the moment for Clash of the Titans, and that's just a great process. And what I do is I go out and I, listen to a bunch of composers that have a similar sound, and then we get usually 3 or 4 pieces on spec, and choose one of those and then build it from that point on. So it's a great process. It's one of my favorite things to do in my work.
Yeah, I mean, our entire job is to basically fulfill the musical vision that the producers, the director, the studio, and everyone else involved has in mind. So, I mean, when we get brought onto a project, we're looking at that and then also have our own ideas. So we want to kind of gather up as much as possible from labels, publishers, third-party representatives, which seems like there's more companies every single day that pop up. And once again, with those third-party companies, there's some great ones out there, and there's some that you don't really know yet, and you don't really know if you can trust, because you'll see some of them pop up and then disappear a couple weeks later, a couple months later, year, something like that. But there's some great ones out there, and there's just people out there that we hit up that we know when we ask for something, if they have it, they'll send it to us, and they won't send us stuff like, well, I also thought this might be cool. If we didn't ask for something, like if we asked for a singer-songwriter track that, has a string swell towards the end with an epic feel, maybe piano-based, an acoustic guitar, male vocal, and, if somebody has that stuff, they'll send it to us, normally that we trust. I mean, if some people you ask, they'll send you everything under the sun and,
200 songs.
hip-hop priorities, all kinds of stuff. They're like, I didn't ask for hip-hop. Or vice versa, you ask for hip-hop and you get all these other random tracks. You're like, wait, I don't get did you listen to me, or what's going on?
You cut off.
So basically, there's all kinds of different avenues out there. Like, I've worked with Jim a bunch on searches for film and TV and had great, artists come through him. So him, and there's a bunch of other companies out there that, are great to hit up and, get great indie artists into projects. So.
I think all of us are pretty much music nerds anyway, so we're always looking for music that we love. And so you always have sort of your memory bank of what you like, and then you know who to go to who are trusted sources. Sometimes you've exhausted those trusted sources, so it's great to meet new people. And you're always taking a risk with people, is there a sample? Like, especially, I used to work on Run's House, and there's hip-hop, and there's always the 13th guy in the room that got credit on a song for an and then oh, but it was cool, it's cool. And I'm like, okay, is he published? What's the deal? I think he's in his grandma's basement, and so it ends up being a nightmare. And while funny now, it's not funny when you're clearing it. So you have to know that people know what they're talking about. And you have to know that, is your co-writer with, Universal Music Publishing? Just because you're indie doesn't mean they are, and that throws it out of the water. So it's not your one shot, to send everything you have. It's not your one shot to send your Christmas song when we're asking for hip hop or whatever else. And, if you are honest and just say you don't have something, I'll always remember you and come back because I know that you know what you're talking about.